Motorcycle-related injuries and deaths in Texas have been on the rise in the last decade. The most recently verified data shows more than 3,300 fatalities and over 13,000 injuries over a 6-year period statewide. The Texas Department of Transportation and the Texas A&M Transportation Institute recently collaborated in a multi-year project to develop a guardrail retrofit design that will help to reduce motorcycle rider fatalities and serious injuries associated with barrier impacts.
Motorcyclists typically, when they impact a guardrail, the severity of the impact to the motorcyclist is much more severe than it would be to a standard car or truck.
So, we know motorcycle riders are a smaller part of the driving population, but we're seeing that they're one of the higher ones as far as fatalities when impacting safety barriers. So what we wanted to do here was try to address that and see how we could reduce the fatalities for the motorcycle riders.
We started doing some looking into, and TTI did some research for us to basically design a rub rail, which basically would mitigate some of the impact the motorcyclist has with the guardrail.
We took a standard TxDOT guard fence that has a W-shaped W-beam rail that kind of goes along the front, attaching to wood posts or steel posts that are embedded in the ground. What we did is took that system and added really two key components for a motorcycle rider. One that's kind of a protective rail that goes along the top in the event that maybe a motorcycle rider stays upright through the impact, falls off their bike and slides along the top. The rail component kind of protects some of those sharp edges you might have from a post or a rail. And then we also had a secondary element along the bottom. In the case that maybe a rider slides off their bike and is sliding into the system, you kind of prevent that interaction of going straight into a post or straight past the guardrail system into some other type of hazard. So those were the two key components of this design.
As part of this research project, TTI looked at a lot of variables that might cause motorcyclists to more easily leave the roadway. So likely we're going to be providing some of that guidance in our roadway design manual to, basically provide some guidance as to when maybe the rub rail should be used and other measures that will hopefully reduce the number of motorcyclists who might leave the roadway and hit a metal beam guard fence.
So the primary benefit, I think, is going to be for motorcycle riders. Again, trying to kind of have that increased safety that when they're out on the roadway, maybe trying to navigate a dangerous curve, having that type of system out there in the event that, maybe a motorcycle rider loses control. This is kind of a safe way to kind of capture and contain them and prevent, again, that kind of serious injury for the motorcycle riders. At the same time, not negating, safety for passenger vehicles. So we not only evaluated this system for motorcycle riders, but also for just a standard passenger vehicle to make sure that any kind of design changes we made weren't going to be at a negative influence for the rest of the driving population.
For more information and to find the publication for this project, please visit the TxDOT Research Library at the link shown below.